I'm going to do a Rey's staff tutorial. There was a full picture of on it on Cosplay Utah. And I've been asked to kind of tell my process. The whole thing is not glued together. Parts of it are glued together. Parts of it are not. I'm just going to be showing you kind of what I did today so you get an idea. So the first part I'm going to start off with these are great. So you probably recognize what it is. It's a plastic shower head, and these are at Home Depot for, Home Depot for $2. So it's a little plastic shower head, and this is a great part. So what you do is unscrew the shower part, this part, and what's going to be inside the shower cap is the little frame holding on this thing. So you're going to want to cut that off. I cut it off with wire cutters. And then, since I'm using 1/2-inch PVC pipe for the entire staff, I did have to do, there's ferret hair in there, I had to do quite a bit of sanding down in there. So first of all, before you do any sanding, is this unscrews, just like that. So you take out this little thing. It should come out pretty easily, like that. So, comes out. You don't need that. You can use it if you want. You can make a great top to some PVC for another project or whatever. So now you have the top. Now you have this part, and oh yeah, this little black part is going to be inside of there, which I've already taken out because it's too hard to take out. I did it with a screwdriver. Take that out. You're going to want to use this little rubbery part. It's wonderful. So, once you have the top and the bottom, screw it back together. After you, of course, sanded down the inside. The inside's going to be a lot more narrower, so I sanded it down so it fits pretty darn snugly over the 1/2-inch PVC pipe. As you can see, it's pretty snug on there. So, take the bottom, take the top. Now, for a couple of these, you're going to want to screw back on together to get this part. Because a lot of this, a lot of her staff looks like it has this part. For some of the parts, I actually have this thing unscrewed, and I'll go over what parts are not. Okay, so 4 of these. You're going to want to do that with all 4 of them, is sand out that middle, take out that black part, take out this part, take out this part. Just make sure the whole thing is hollow and you just have these 2 pieces left. So all 4 of the shower heads. Then the next part is, let's go over this part. So, this one's already glued on there. Essentially, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called and I can look at the receipt, bushing, PVC bushing. And I think it's 3/4 inch. It might be called that. I don't know, and I wish I knew. But essentially it looks like a giant screw with like a bolt kind of thing on the bottom. Now for this one is a bit different because it fits better onto the PVC. So find one that fits on the top of, find one that when you're picking out parts, pick 3/4 inch parts that fit over your 1/2-inch PVC pipe. So, as you can see, for this beast, and I'll go over pretty much all the parts. So, let's see. So, 2 of these. I have, yes, 2 of these. Okay. So, they look like bolts on the bottom, like a big old screw. And they fit over the, this part. Now, the other part, which is hard to show you because I do not think I have another one, is the one I already have screwed on. This one. This one is from here to here. It's got a bunch of ridges, and it's got screws right there. And the wonderful thing about these 2 parts is they screw onto each other. So when you find them at Home Depot, like I said, I don't know what it's called. I think it's a male adapter because we all know that male and female parts go together, so this one goes into another part. So I think it's a male adapter of some sort, and just find it where it screws in with this bolt part. This bolt part doesn't actually screw in to this one. but these two do, which make an excellent top for the staff. And then I've topped the staff off with this black piece from the shower head. So it's the shower head black piece, this screwy bolt thing, then this male adapter thing, which I wish I had a name for or a picture of. Then the next part is, so this part is this. It is unscrewed from its top and goes right there. So that's the next part. Then the next after that is the shower head top upside down, like that. So that would be this. So that's the next part. Then the next two parts after that, remember this is 1/2" PVC, so these next two parts are 3/4 couplings. Now I just bought a bag of them because I knew I would be using a lot of them. So they're 3/4" couplings, and I bought a pack of 10. So they're great because Rey staff has a lot of length on it and a lot of parts where it shows the actual staff, and then it's got actually thickness to it, so it creates great thickness. And as you notice, all of this is glued together with PVC glue. It's nice and blue, but that way I know it's there and it's glued together. Okay, so the problem with these couplings is that they're 3/4 inch, so they're meant to go over 3/4 inch PVC, but this is 1/2 inch. So the problem is it's loose. How does it not fall off? Originally I was going to use friction tape. I could not find friction tape, and people at Home Depot asked me what it's for. And apparently friction tape is for not moving rugs or anything. I couldn't find it, and we were on a time crunch. What I did find was in with the aisle of tubing and such, silicone tape. It is so awesome. I'm glad I didn't do friction tape because the silicone tape is fantastic. It's about $6 a roll, and essentially you peel off the film and it's like a solid piece of silicone, almost like a kind of rubber band thing. So what I do is, if you have electrical tape, I would use that, but I do not, so I use masking tape. So what I do is, I put masking tape over the 1/4 inch until it gets some thickness. Then I put a layer of the silicone tape over it, just a little piece, a little strip to go over it. And that way, when this slips on, it's nice and tight. It'll be really tight because that's silicone. And then, even after that, so I make sure it's nice and tight, put on the PVC glue, then glue it on there when it's nice and tight. And it creates this great, nice, good seal there. This one's not glued on as much as I would want, but even when the glue fails, it's still pretty tight on there because of the silicone tape. So, then I left about, what is that, 1.5 inch gap? Because I looked at the picture. This part is, again, try to find it in the PVC aisle. I do not know what it's called, but it looked cool, so I picked one up. Then followed by 2 more coupling pieces, then followed by the top of the shower head. Remember the top and not, sorry, the bottom of the shower head. So this is the top, this is the bottom. I followed it by a bottom. Then, thank goodness, I actually know what this is called. This is called a, it's on the receipt. I know it is. It's a 3/4 inch PVC compression coupling. Looks like this. It looks legitly cool. It looks, as soon as I saw it, I thought of Rey staff. Now, the great thing about it is it's got little black bits in there to hold it onto the PVC. And again, it's 3/4. It's not going to fit perfectly. That's why you need silicone tape. So, the next thing I did was, where's my piece? So, this shower head fit perfectly on top of that coupling piece. It looks really cool. So, and again, it's loose. So, what I did was, this end doesn't have the black part. The nice rubber black part that fits inside of it. I took it out. What does fit really nicely inside is a... No, not that, sorry. There it is. Is a 1/2 inch coupling. So the 1/2 inch coupling is going to fit snugly over the PVC. And I have an example here, and I glued it on even. So you're going to want to obviously glue everything on together. So what does fit nicely in there is the 1/2 inch coupling, and that will fit on nicely as pieces, because I did this as several different pieces of her staff. I don't imagine I would be breaking it down as different parts once it's all glued together, but for now it's easier to manage it in smaller parts than the giant staff. So again, the black rubber thing goes on the very bottom. Then you're going to have a 1/2 inch coupling on your 1/2 inch PVC. Put it in there, get it nice and tight with the next piece, and that's the top. This is the top. It's very lengthy, I know. Stay with me. Alright, so that's the top. For the bottom, I took the bottom apart. This should be fun. For the bottom, oh, I do have one of these pieces. Backtracking, this is what this piece looks like at the top. Looks like this. I ripped off the tag, so I don't know what it's called, but that's what it looks like. Sorry, I'm backtracking. This is the first time I'm doing this. For the bottom, I pretty much did the similar. So I have the entire shower head there. This one is sanded down slightly because when I was originally drilling holes, I used a power drill and it started melting the bottom. But it works out because it fits pretty well onto there. So the next thing I had was, if I remember right, no I don't remember correctly. Essentially on the bottom you're going to do the same process though, of use this black rubber end to cap everything off, especially while you're working. It makes it so that none of these pieces fall off while you're still working on the order of operations. Makes it really, really nice. Unless your ferrets try to chew it off, then it doesn't make it nice. So while I'm working, I don't actually remember fully how this goes because I took it apart to show you the tutorial. But, like I said, 4 shower heads, 2 female couplings, 2 of these suckers, 2 of these suckers, a bag full of the 3/4 inch PVC. I got about 3 or 4 of the 1/2 inch PVC couplings, and I got a whole 10 foot of the 1/2 inch PVC pipe. Now again, it's pretty bendy once it's all put together because all the parts are very heavy. If you have further questions, please message me, because I know I didn't cover the bottom and what it looked like, because I don't remember what it looked like because I took the thing apart. So hopefully that helps. Like I said, message me with any questions. But that's kind of my list of parts. If you need help finding the parts, I will try to find the actual names of the parts so you can find them in Home Depot. And thank you for joining me today, and I hope I see all of you at FanX as Ray.